Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the divestment movement which is going on in the women's sphere, the answer to the manosphere. Now, the reasons I want to speak more about it is not because I see it as a threat. Actually, after doing a look at all the numbers, taking a look at the numbers specifically more in the United States where this type of movement is gathering traction, I don't feel any type of way at all as seeing this as a way out for these types of women, simply because the vast majority of black people in the United States are with other black people. Almost 95% of all marriages in the United States, between almost 95% of marriages that had a black woman in it was with a black man. Whatever movement they're trying to push, whatever type of mindset they're trying to instill into women, it's failing. And it's clear that it's failing because the vast majority of black women do not assign themselves to that type of mindset. I wanted to talk more about it because I find it fascinating. I talk more about it because I find it fascinating. I find it really strange that you have women who have this type of mindset, but I know that they definitely exist because I've seen them before. I wanted to tell you a little story that I had with a woman that was a colleague of mine actually, and I was working with her. She was Kenyan, by the way, Kenyan woman. And we was working in southern Germany together. I had a lot of colleagues and a lot of clients that were with me, and we was basically at the mess hall, which is a big center where they have all these big exhibitions, and we were working there, and we all had to pack up and go home. So me and this Kenyan woman, we walked to the train station together. We used to work together. We sat like a meter away from each other in the office. And so we walked to the train station. We got on the train. I sat next to a couple of my colleagues. There were many international colleagues and clients on this train, people who we knew, right? And we were sitting down together, white people, Chinese people, Japanese people, Asians and Koreans, everybody was from everywhere, and a lot of German people were on the train. And so we sat down, and I heard a bit of commotion, and I had another colleague, and his name was Kofi, and he is Ghanaian, and he was following us, and he told this Kenyan woman, and I didn't hear him say this, and he told this Kenyan, "Oh, you two look like a great couple." And this Kenyan woman exploded. She exploded with rage, shouting, "I would never be with a black man. I don't date black men. I would never." In front of our colleagues, this was. Right in front of everybody. Everybody was embarrassed to listen to this woman act in this way. She was shouting, "I would never do this, never do that." And mind you, this woman was not an aesthetically pleasing woman, right? And I don't like saying these types of things, right? I'm not saying these types of things, but there is an animal that she looked like, right? She looked like one of these types of animals, right? And that's just genuine. She just looked like one. She had the facial features of one. I wouldn't have looked at her twice. And I didn't look at her in that sort of a way. I was trying to work with her as professional colleagues, But this is the reality you will get when working in certain places with certain people. You're going to get all types of personalities with all different types of backgrounds, all different types of nationalities and cultures and upbringings and mindsets. And she had a disgusting mindset, and she definitely is part of this divestment movement, but this was before the divestment movement even existed. This is definitely the same mindset of woman who would be in with these groups of women. Kind of pathetic, actually, and I didn't really know where to put myself, really. It was kind of weird that she would speak this way, a woman who was darker skinned than I am and looked like, you know, she was from the jungle. She looked, I'm sorry, I had to say this, but she looked like she was from the jungle, right? And then she was acting in this way. And I felt, I don't know, I don't feel angry towards people like this. I feel more pity, because if you look like that and then you're talking like that, clearly there is something that is not stable inside your own mind. You don't understand perhaps the situation, the ramifications of you being in this world and speaking in that way with people looking around you. They're going to think of you in a certain way, especially my colleagues and clients there as well. It was, really strange, because I never thought that way about her. But that's what I got. I've seen this myself. I have a family member in New York, an American, who I've seen, and this is all happening within the space of 30 years, guys, so this wasn't a regular occurrence, but I had her, cousin of mine, who was adamant, you know, she was like, you know, you're angry at me because I'm light-skinned and, you know, I got blue eyes, you know. Like, what, lady, are you crazy? This is my cousin speaking to me like this. And I've never spoken to that cousin again. It's so weird that you have women like, she has a husband who is Italian, American Italian, so Italian, and she also has a boy, and this boy he just looks Caucasian, just Caucasian, you know. They gave him a good Caucasian name, Caucasian name as well, like Thomas. His name's Thomas, and I'm guessing his last name is Italian as well. So it's really it's something that I have seen. I've experienced women who act like this in real time. I've got another experience, but this wasn't me. This was my friend who went to Ghana, and he was in a nightclub, and there was a woman in this nightclub. And she was looking at him. She was looking at him nasty, like giving him the meanies, like. And he didn't understand why she was looking at him in this way. And he ended up sort of approaching her and saying, you know, what's your problem? And she was like, what are you doing? You don't talk to me. I don't talk to black men. I'm like, he was like, wow, what's going on? You know, he wasn't looking at her in that sort of a sense, in that sort of a way. And this is really sad. This is really sad that you have women who act like this, who believe that they are going to make it in life because they they can attach themselves like a parasite to any old white man, anyone, doesn't matter. They think they can do this, and it's strange, but it's whatever they want, that's fine. I don't have a problem with them actually doing that. I find it strange when they start barking out like this, like they have some sort of chip on their shoulder towards all black men, like they know all black men. So yeah, you gotta realize that these people do exist out there, right? They do exist out there, but I still don't believe that everybody that you speak and that you hear on the internet are black women. And I did bring this to Chris Logic, the YouTube channel that I was speaking about only a few days ago. So I wanted to go through some of the comments that I heard that I was written on my comment section, in my comment section from those two videos. But first, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon link in the description. And also please follow the Oversight channel, the channel that is there to help you to invest on the African continent, both safely and securely. Link also in the description. So here we go. I'm going to go through some of these comments. You might find them interesting. So settle down, have a cup of tea, Listen to this. I'm going to go through a few of Chris's first, okay? So here is one. That's not true. Black men are known for being subjugated. So how can that be true? I don't know what she was answering back to there, right? But clearly somebody had said that black men are on top or something like that. And she answered that we are being subjugated. You have to realize something, guys. When you have somebody that is talking in groups, like somebody that says, oh, black men are this, white men are this, white women are this, Chinese women are this. You have to realize the mindset that these people have. This is first off, before you start, right? These are people who are simple-minded people. They have to simplify things to make their lives easier. It's much easier to live a life not believing that there are intelligent, beautiful black men out there that will treat you kindly. No, it's much more simpler for you to live a life believing that all of them are demons and that you are better off with a white man. It just is. That's just the way it is. Which is fine, which is okay. It's not going to damage me. It's not going to, hurt me or hurt my family. But, I think more white men and black men more specifically need to watch out for these types of women, because the reality is you're going to bump into one day and they are going to be more trouble than what they are worth. Here is another comment. I disagree. It could be just because white people have higher self-esteem and don't care as much when there are a group in interracial dating. This is absolutely false, especially in the United States, in certain parts of the United States anyway. I mean, you could go out in New York and you're not going to have a problem there. Relatively cosmopolitan city like New York or Miami, or LA, you're not going to have a problem in these cities. But if you go into more rural places, yeah, there could be more of a problem depending on who you are and where you go. I had a problem in upstate New York, but everybody knows as soon as you go rural and you go into the small towns like Johnstown and Utica and those small towns in upstate New York, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb if you're a black person, especially if you're a black person you were there in the early 1990s like I was. So that's just not the truth. I've been in many interracial relationships, and I'm talking many, and I'm talking different types. I never lived a life where I restricted myself to one specific type. I have a type. No, I never had a type. I have been in many interracial relationships and I've seen men get angry. But, this is not an abnormal thing. I would even say that this is probably a positive thing to see men get angry because you're dating a woman of their kin. It's not a negative thing. It's a normal thing. It's normal for you to turn around and, hey, you're one of ours. What are you doing? That is the normal way, because you are almost possessing that woman, not just the woman. You're possessing that woman as being one of your kin. Like, that's ours. That's our property. This is the way dominant men tend to act. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's okay for white men to do this. In fact, I do the same thing too. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's something that I had to live with and learn with and realize that I had inside. But I live with it and I say to myself, well, this is not a bad thing. I can have my own opinion inside my mind, but that doesn't mean that I have to act it out and, turn around and give somebody the meanies because some black lady is with a white man. I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that for? It's not my business, But as you get older, you tend to chill out a bit and you tend to understand that, hey, this is life. You can do whatever you need to do, just stay away from my kids, stay away from my family. I'm happy. Bye-bye. I've got a lot more things on my plate to worry about than other people's dating preferences. Comment goes on to say, I have seen a few black American men's channel and they also say the same thing. Things like, no way they would date a black woman. They rather be with a white woman because of their hair. Very strange things. Yes, you will get men who say these things. There are men out there who truly think this way. But these guys are by far the minority, and the statistics say so, okay? I wouldn't worry myself too much. I mean, just the way like I'm not worrying too much about the women who are trying to divest. Don't worry about them. They're not going to be high achievers themselves with that mindset anyway. So leave them to it. I had a lot of people in the comments actually say this. So let them go. You know, if anything, it's a positive because you're getting rid of all the negative, weak women. You're getting them out of your community anyway. So this is a positive thing. Let the white men take them. Let the Chinese men take them. Let them go. You know, so we can carry on our path. You know, without any hindrance, without anybody spoiling or diluting the gene pool within the community with weak genes. So this is something that works both ways. So there are also men who are doing this as well. Get them gone. It doesn't matter. They literally don't matter anymore. So this is a good thing. Logic goes on to write another one. Lots of laugh. Negative. I would never write my own comments. That's quite strange. My subscribers genuinely feel this way and have felt that way for a long time. My engagement is 100% organic, and we are not called the Women's Sphere. We are called BWE. Women's Sphere is particular content creator. First of all, you don't know whether your subscribers are all genuine. I can tell you straight away from my own experience, not all my subscribers are genuine, and not all the things that they say is genuine as well. Sometimes you will get people who will write things who have ulterior motives for writing those things. Guaranteed there are white men who are in your subscriber list who are saying a lot of the nasty things that you see being said. And the funny thing is that a lot of these black women are not saying anything about it. I mean, let's listen to this one. Beautiful. Keep these pictures coming as it's triggering these, and look at what she calls them. Do you truly believe that this person, whoever this geisha peach is, do you truly believe that this person is a black woman? It could be, but it's more than likely that it's not a black woman. It's more than likely a troll, and it's more than likely a Caucasian troll and not a black woman, hence the reason why they don't have a picture on their profile. Not to say that you don't get black women who feel or think this way, they do, but a lot of them feel and think this way, and like the woman who was on the train with me, my colleague, a lot of them are not hating on that man, they're hating on themselves, because they hate themselves because they truly see what they see in the mirror every single day, right? And that's what they see when they look at other black men, because they are the product of a black man. So they hate themselves. And this goes also for the black men too. The black men who don't see black women as being beautiful, sanct, angels. Those men who look at them and say derogatory things about them all the time. These men hate themselves. It's a form of self-hate, okay? But like I said, I looked at the statistics and they are also very much in the minority. 90%, okay? 5% less than the women. So black women are a lot more loyal to black men. 5% more loyal to black men than black men are to black women. But 90% of black marriages in the United States was between a black man and a black woman. So whatever they are doing, this BME, they are losing pathetically, actually, and perhaps they've got a lot more work to do. But it's looking very good for those people who are and believe in black marriages and who believe in the sanctity of the black man, black woman being with each other and procreating more black children, bringing more black people into this world, beautiful black people into this world, and they believe in it wholeheartedly. They don't even have to think about it, okay? Because they don't hate themselves. They love themselves and want to create something which looks just like them, okay? Now, as a person who is in an interracial relationship myself, I've got to say this. There are people in interracial relationships who don't think this way. I've never thought this way, right? I've never thought, oh, okay, I need to be with A, or need to be with B, or need to be in this box because. I never gave myself a reason. I always looked at everybody and took them on their own individual case by case. I never looked at somebody, and this has been difficult. It's been a difficult way of living life, right? Without taking a look at a whole group of men and saying, all white men are this, all black men are that. That is really hard. And like I said before, it is the people who are going to have that simple mindset that's going to need to think this way, because truly they can't live their lives in any other way. This is the case. They don't have the ability to look outside the box and perhaps look at people on an individual case by case basis, because they're too simple-minded to do that. So this is not, I'm not trying to put people down here, but it's just the way it is. Who wants people inside their community? Who wants a black woman inside their community that calls their own men? Who wants that? We don't want that. Bye. We don't want that. Nobody wants it. So, what are you going to do? You're going to procreate with a white man? That's good. That's great. And what kind of white man would want to be with a woman who hates herself? So I saw Chris Logic write another message, and it went like this. American Northern men. I've never tried Southern, but Northern ones are nicer, and they make me feel safer. That believe in things in things like therapy and are less likely to have a good mindset. And I think she means hood mindset, what she's saying there. Now, the reality is this. When you look at the women who are speaking in this BWE, you have to look at the fact that they are looking for men who do believe in therapy, because it's highly likely you're going to need therapy in order to be with one, because many of them are damaged goods. And this is, I'm sorry, this is what I need to say. If you listen to the comments that are being said, these are not women who are straight-minded and happy in their own thoughts. These are black women who have been through perhaps tumultuous times in their lives. You don't know what's happened to them in order for them to start thinking in this way. Normally, it's nothing positive. So a lot of them do need this type of man. They need a man that's going to be there, that's going to focus on them, that's going to pay for those therapy sessions, because you're going to need those therapy sessions. And that is unfortunate, but it's one of those things. I am going to be doing more about the BWE movement, the divestment movement, because I do find it fascinating. It's answering a lot of questions that I've had. I don't want to do too much time on them because they are not really significant in this world, but I do want to clarify and see what's happening in this world, and to expose more of these types of people, and perhaps take a look at what makes them tick, what makes them think this way, and why do they feel this way. It would be interesting perhaps to have an interview with one or two of them later on in my series. So guys, what do you think? Do you think that these women are real? Have you ever have you had any experiences with women like this? Do you have anybody in your family? Do you know anybody who actually focuses and on thinking this way, the exact same way as the black women's divestment movement? Let me know in the comment section below. It would be really good to hear your opinion on this. So guys, that's all I've got time for today. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to my patrons, and I will see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice. Torah a bit.